Hey guys, welcome to my first impressions for Golden Kamuy. Kamuy? Kamuy?
What? Kamuy? Kamuy? Are you kidding me? Kamuy!
However you say it, I like to talk about it. Recently I picked up and read the first 3 volumes of this series, and today I will be sharing my spoiler-free thoughts with you. So this is a series I've been interested in for a while, specifically due to its historical setting. This takes place near the beginning of the 20th century, right after the Russian-Japanese War. Now I'm not going to be going into too much detail, but I will give you, the basics of the plot just so you know what it's about. So the story starts in the Hokkaido region of Japan and follows our protagonist Sugimoto. Now Sugimoto is a Japanese soldier and a survivor of the war who gained quite the reputation for himself because no matter what the war seemed to throw at him, he always seemed to come out alright. And this is how he got his nickname Immortal Sugimoto. Anyway, he's currently in the Hokkaido woods looking for gold, for reasons which I'll let you guys discover if you choose to read it. Anyway, he quickly learns of a secret stash of gold. Gold that was stolen from the Ainu people, which is an indigenous group who live in the area. Now the criminals who stole and hid this gold were eventually placed in prison, where they decided the best way to get a map to the gold outside of the prison would be to tattoo parts of the map onto the inmates so that when they left, you get all the inmates together, have the full map. So Sugimoto thinks, well shit, that's easy, I just gotta round all these guys up and then we get a map to gold, no problem. So he teams up with an Ainu girl he comes across named Asirpa, who has her own reasons for wanting a share of this gold, and they set off on a fun-filled adventure through Hokkaido to find all the pieces of the maps. Problem though is that the way these maps are tattooed onto the bodies, in order to properly read it, the skin will have to be removed. Yeah, so not only do they have to deal with that, but there's also a few other friendly characters in the area who have heard about this hidden treasure, and they want to have the skin for themselves. So a whole bunch of hijinks ensue. Now the first thing I really liked about Golden Kamuy was just how quickly it throws you into this story. Like, it really doesn't waste any time at all. You instantly learn about Sugimoto's past, you instantly learn about the treasure. We meet Asirpa and, her animal friends. It's very fast-paced, but not too fast-paced. It just does a great job of really investing you in the story and wanting to see what happens next. Another thing I loved, of course, was the history. Oh man, this is a period of time in an area of the world that I'm completely unfamiliar with, so I just think having a glimpse into this part of time is very fascinating. You can tell that a lot of research was put into it. Most of the series takes place in the Hokkaido wilderness with all the flora and fauna that go along with it. I never thought I would be interested in the wildlife of Hokkaido during the start of the 20th century, but this series honestly made me a fan. It's not just that, but we get a good glimpse into the lives of the Ainu people and their mythology, and it's all really interesting stuff. I'm honestly a bit more invested in this than I am the main story, which I really like, but I just think the history aspect and the research is where this series really shines. And it also carries over into an element of Golden Kamuy that I wasn't expecting, but an element that is very welcome, and that is the cooking. So for those who don't know, for a good chunk of the series, it's actually a cooking manga. Sugimoto, Asirpa, and whoever may be tagging along with them, they spend most of their time out in the wilderness. They gotta provide for themselves. So they spend a lot of time hunting, gathering ingredients, and preparing food. And I'll say this now, if you don't like seeing animals getting skinned, probably not the best series for you to read. But yeah, they're, chopping up animals, cooking them over a fire, eating them in some really questionable ways. Because you see, while Sugimoto is like introducing Asirpa to how, he prepares and eats food, her people also have their ways, which sometimes involve, like eating raw brains. I didn't even know that was a thing you could do, but okay. I do really like the dynamic that these two share, and I am looking forward to seeing more development between them in the future. I also really enjoy some of these supporting characters that I've seen so far. So all this stuff, very enjoyable, and as you can probably see, this series doesn't take itself too seriously. It does have a lot of fun with its premise, a lot of fun with its characters, but at the end of the day, it's still a seinen series. There's still, like a lot of dark themes, and a good chunk of graphic violence. From what I've seen, the art is very good, especially considering that this is a weekly series. The animals in particular are very well drawn, and I feel like they are much better represented here than whatever the fuck this is. So all these things put together make for a very enjoyable first 3 volumes of the series. I honestly can't think of many major problems I had with it. I'm definitely going to keep picking up this series and reading it as it comes out in English, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where it goes. If anything I talked about in this video interests you, I highly recommend you pick up Golden Kamuy. And with that, thank you all so much for watching. If you have read Golden Kamuy, feel free to leave your thoughts on it in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video.